Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Smash Up expansion unboxing component video. So if you've been following along, if you thought the pretty Smash Up set was odd, now we're gonna do what were we thinking. So this one, everything else has been generally themed, like science fiction, monsters, like IP, type of thing, like stuff. This is four of the most random combinations together, but if nothing else, a set like this just proves the point of this game is you can take two groups of things, mash them together to make Rockstar Granny decks. You take two decks, smash them together rather, and that's how you get it. So then you play your minions and your actions on your bases to resolve your bases. Actions, minions, bases, get VP, 15 wins. They're going to come with some tokens, so one's going to have X marks the spot, the other one's going to have musical notes, scoring order, stuff like that, all the rules. So like all the other sets, you can play these, pick up an expansion, you can play 1v1, you're just going to have limited combinations, pick up multiple expansions, make your game bigger, or just buy the base game. Which makes this really awesome because you're not stuck having to force to buy a base game to play. So here we have our four new factions. We have the Explorers, the Grannies, the Rockstars, and the Teddy Bears. Yeah, crazy, wild. The other thing they're all going to come with are going to be... I can't find one. They're going to come with dividers like these, and I've shown these off. I'm not going to pull all out. There's one for each group. Cards can sit in there, and they'll sit below it. Really nice if you have a box for it, or if you buy one of the storage boxes, they'll already have dividers anyhow, in case for the earlier sets that didn't have them. Because in some of the later sets, they finally just started putting them in every box. But the sets that didn't come with them, if you buy the set, you'll automatically get some anyhow, just in case. Alright, so let's hop in. Since we've already started looking at the grannies, let's look at the grannies. So they're going to have a quilt patterning with a little doily down there. We're going to get 4 copies of Grandma. She's our one of our grannies. She's knitting. So look at the top card of your deck. Place it on the top or the bottom of your deck. Deck stacking. Gotta love it. We have 3 copies of Nana. It says reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an action, draw it or play it as an extra action. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. So these are kind of manipulating what you get to do. Which are kind of how grandmas are, aren't they? A little bit manipulating. Here we got, Granny, like the redneck porch granny. Talent, look at the top card of your deck, place it on the top or the bottom of your deck. And then we have the Matriarch. Reveal the bottom of 2 cards of your deck, draw any minions revealed, discard direct. So all the other ones let you kind of manipulate what cards are maybe on the top or bottom, and then she takes advantage of it. Alright, let's look at what we're going to do here. So, this is kind of funny. Always room at Granny's. So she's setting up the table. So you've got kids playing, dress up as a ghost. One of the Innsmouth. Action guy from the superheroes. And I believe that's one of the steampunk characters. It's either steampunk or it's, yeah, it must be steampunk. Or it could be one of the explorers from this set. I'm not for sure. I'm guessing steampunk to the screwdrivers, but that's kind of funny. Special. After this base scores, place up to 3 of your minions there on the top and or bottom of your deck in any order. Chicken soup. Trying to cure a zombie. Place up to 2 cards from your discard pile on the top or bottom of your deck. Oh, these guys are going to be crazy. Basically, draw whatever you want whenever you need it. So here we have Don't Mess With My Babies. We have a werewolf sneaking in. She's defending kid versions of Jason of the Argonauts from the Mythical Greek set and Snow White from the Princess set. Play on your base. Ongoing. Your minions here cannot be affected by players' cards. 2 copies of Attic Treasures. Looks like the Ark of the Covenant back there. Victrola. E equals MC squared. Time is relative. Some other interesting little things there. So place 3 cards from your hand at the bottom of your deck in any order to draw 3 cards. Knitting Circle. They knitted a bunch of sweaters around the Cyber Ape. You strap to 3 actions played on minions and or bases. Draw a card for each one destroyed. 2 copies of Granny's Purse. Some candies, some pills. You're the top card of your deck. If it is an action, you may draw it or return it. Otherwise, place it on the top or bottom of your deck. Play an extra action. Hush, my stories are on. Reveal the bottom card of your deck, draw it. If it's a minion, you may play it as an extra minion. And finally, we have Family Reunion. So these are some of the bigger guys from the set. So we have a gnome, an alien, a zombie, master who's eating brains, which is funny. He has a glowing orb. I love that they have different little things. The pirates drinking some wine. We have a wizard with a cheeseburger, a little wave ring, and we have a Cthulhu monster. Play on a base. Ongoing. After you play a minion here, reveal the bottom card of your deck. If it's a minion, draw it. Otherwise, place it on top of your deck. Yes, I've read stuff like in forums where they say, people say this deck isn't good. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, in and of itself, it doesn't do much. Like, it's not going to be like destroying things or moving minions around to score bases. So it's not doing that. But the fact it has so much deck manipulation is crazy. Because I can see that as being really good because basically I need this card. You can be shuffling through the top and the bottom of your deck and drawing and looking at stuff to get what you need when you need it. So actually I think it's a good support class. Which, I mean, whether that combines best, whether that is equal to 2 cards that are both doing specific things to play tons of minions, I don't know. But it's definitely a neat set. I don't think it's as bad as people are thinking. Grandma's House. After you play a minion here with the top card of your deck, place it on the top or bottom of your deck. And then the Retirement Community. After this base scores, each player may place one of their minions here on top or bottom of their deck instead of their discard pile. Alright, yeah, that's some crazy effects there, as far as I'm concerned. Alright, so let's go on the other side of that, I guess, and let's look at the Explorers. So we're going to have 4 copies of a Glory Hound. So he killed a snake and a giant bug, and he's got a little guy with him. Little helper. Look at the top 2 cards of the base deck. Place one at the bottom of the deck, other at the top. So that's interesting. You'll manipulate maybe what bases come out next. Something that might help you. Not super powerful. I wish it was more like not a minion you have 4 of, but you know, what do you do? 3 copies of the Crypt Looter or the Tomb Raider, as you play on. It looks like he's fighting a killer planet. Special. After a new base comes into play, you may play this minion on it as an extra minion. So you can manipulate what base and then play that. It kind of makes sense. Makes sense as being explorers. They're going to deal with base stuff. That's also the what were we thinking. I think it's going to be 4 decks that also have very odd effects. Which is actually I'm definitely fine with. We have the Guide. Which has psychic powers. Ongoing. After the first time each of your minions move in a turn, it gains +1 power till the end of turn. And then we have our big one. We have Idaho Smith, which is a playing Indiana Jones. You may play the top base of the base deck. Move this minion and any other of your minions from here to there. Okay, so these guys are going to manipulate bases. Let's see how much they do. So we have 2 copies of the Lost City. I love that there's a dinosaur skeleton on there that has guns. Special. After the base scores, reveal the top 2 cards of the base deck. Choose one to replace the score base and discard the other. Then play an extra minion on new bases. Play a minion on the new base as an extra minion. So after it scores, you choose which one you're going to go for, and you can play a guy there right away. That's definitely cool. Here we have the Forgotten Horrors. Playing a base. Ongoing. After you play a minion here, or play a card that moves your minions here, draw a card to transfer this action to another base. Ooh, that's cool. So basically, you can, like, as you're moving your guys around, you're going to get to draw cards every time you keep moving around. 2 copies of Fortune and Glory. I like how there's, like, sort of two different groups of characters here. Choose a base. You may move up to 2 minions from there to another base. So they're all about moving onto bases. It belongs in a museum, which is an Indiana Jones reference. Choose 2 minions on different bases. Move each one to the other's base. So swap them. I said no camels. Choose a base. Place +1 power counter on each of your minions there, or draw a card for each of your minions there. Nice. Okay, X marks the spot. The Crystal Sea, Cannibal Island, the Blue Fear, Bone Bay, Cocoa Lake, looks like. Move each of your minions. This is going to be another moving around group. Dr. Livingstone, I presume. Lost Tribe guys. Made a wooden car. Choose a minion. If it's the only minion on its base, shuffle it into its owner's deck. And then the final one we have is, you call this Archaeology. Move one of your minions. Special. You may play this before or after a base scores. Interesting group of characters. Alright, so we have the Ancient Temple. Ooh, this might be one of the first bases I've seen with a character on it. Usually they don't put the characters on there. At the start of your turn, if you have only 1 minion here, it gains 5 power. Well, it is here until the end of turn. And then City of Gold. At the start of your turn, if you have a minion here, gain 1 VP. You can actually just drop minions here and leave them, and you can start getting some extra VP quick. But again, you're other people might be like, oh crap, we need to complete this quick so it doesn't keep happening. Yeah, so this guys are that's definitely an interesting way to go. So let's look at the teddy bears. We're going to get a Snuggly Bear, which we're going to get 4 copies of. Special. After you play your first minion on a turn, you may immediately play this minion there as an extra minion. Alright, so just join your friends. We have Lovely Bear. Got 3 copies of that. Ongoing, this minion's starting power is increased to the highest starting power of an opponent's minion here. Interesting. We get a Care Bear called Fun Bear. Ongoing, after another minion plays or moves a minion here, place +1 power counter on this minion. Okay, these are kind of like all over the place. And then we have our Sir Squeezes, which I think is a reference to like the Charmin Bear. Play up to 3 minions of 3 power or less, whose total power is 5 or less, as extra minions here. He gets a bunch of his friends to join him. Alright, let's see if the other cards give us more of a better idea of what these guys are doing. So they're going to have a tea party. Play a base. Talent. If there are 2 or more minions here and at least 1 is yours, draw a card. 2 copies of Cuddles with the Count. Play on a minion. Ongoing. This minion's abilities are cancelled. 2 copies of Care Package. Draw a card and play an extra minion. Group Hug. Give one of your minions +1 power for each other minion on the same base till the end of turn. So these guys are group characters, it looks like. So it might work well with the ponies. A bear picnic, because everyone loves a bear picnic. There's a triceratops in the back. Playing a base. Other players can be stuck behind the fence. So other players cannot play minions they own of power 2 or less to other bases. Other players cannot play minions they own of power 2 or less on other bases. Oh, that's interesting. So you're really blocking them from playing stuff. Nice. Too cute. Play on a base. Ongoing. Your minions here cannot be destroyed by other players' cards. We have a cuteness overlord. He's fighting one of the sharks. Special. Before a base scores, destroy a minion there at the most power. If tied, destroy all tied minions. And finally, we have Square Deal. They're with the ignobles. Draw a card until at least one player has fewer cards in their hand than you. Yeah, there's a little manipulative bears. They seem friendly, they get together, but then they get the upper hand. They're like, oh, like, we're friendly bears and we're going to destroy all your higher guys or not let you play cards. Definitely interesting. So, bears are out in the woods today. Before this base scores, each minion here gains +1 power till the end of turn. Or they're hiding under the bed. On your turn, you may play an extra minion of power 2 or less here if you have played more than one minion at other bases this turn. Cool. So if you play another one, then you can play a free one on this one. Those are the teddy bears. These are odd ones. So this set here is going to kind of be a little hit or miss with people, I think. So now we have the rock stars, which it looks like I just found out I sleeved 2 cards together. So the rock stars are going to get 5 copies of the groupie. So we have, looks like the band's name is Metal Hair. Play another groupie here as an extra minion, so you can keep playing these groupies on top of each other. We have, of course, 2 copies of Rick Roll, famous for Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up. Move up to 3 of your minions from bases with lower break points to here. So you can play them there, play him somewhere high, and you can move a bunch of your guys right to there. We're gonna get our classic rocker, who's going to say talent. If this base has a break point of 21 or higher, draw a card. Use only classic rocker ability once per turn. Have some interesting abilities. And the Monarch, or the King, or Elvis. Talent. Search your deck and or discard pile for a groupie. Reveal it and place it in your hand. Shuffle your deck and if you searched it. So they got 1 card, groupies that let them play each other, and the Monarch defines groupies, and then the other 2 guys are manipulated based on stuff for the base power. So we have Power Ballad. Choose a base. Your minions are gain +1 power till the end of turn. Special. The base has a breakpoint of 21 or higher. You may play this card before the base scores. So basically they're going to try and hit the high bases. Turn it up to 11. Play on a base. If this base's starting breakpoint is less than 21, it is increased to 21. The Reunion Tour. There's a nurse in the back. She's got a walker. Shuffle any number of your minions from your discard pile into your deck. 2 copies of Total Sellout. So what's the name of this band is Hawes, I think. Yeah, like tinfoil, grilling DVD player, lawn fertilizer, a microwave, pizza, like a keyboard. That's funny. A little bear. Play after a base scores where you have a minion. Draw 2 cards. Draw another card if the breakpoint was 21 or higher. So I just love that breakpoint. It's a different take on this. The Rock of Love, which is making fun of the TV show Rock of Love, Love, LOVE. And who is the main guy on there? I can't think of his name now. That's who he's supposed to be. Supposed to be the actor from that show. I can't think of it. Search your deck up to 3 minions with 2 power or less of the same name. To the groupies. Reveal them, place them in your hand, and shuffle your deck. We have guest stars. They're going to summon some country women on there with a big old giant metal rocker. Search your deck and your discard pile for a groupie. Reveal it. Place in your hand as an extra, or play as an extra minion. Shuffle your deck if you searched it. And then we have a hot venue. They're going into a cavern. Place on your base. Ongoing minions should have +1 power. If this base has a breakpoint of 21 or higher, draw a card at the end of any turn you played a minion here. And our final one is the tour bus. Mega Consequences. I love how there's all these different bands. Choose a base. Move up to 3 of your minions from bases with the lower breakpoints to there. So these guys, yeah, they're going to rock, but they're going to rock the highest breakpoint. They're not going for low scores, they're going high. So we're going to get 2 bases. Of course, they're both going to be over 21, which is Lake Minnetonka. After you play or move a minion to here, it gains +1 power till the end of turn. And we have the Palooza. Before the space scores, each player may move 1 of their minions to here. So yeah, that's 4 different groups, factions, with 4 very different types of abilities. So the Grandies are all about manipulating your top and the bottom of your deck. The Rockers want to try and hit high bases and then bring their groupies with them. The Explorers are either finding bases that work for them, or they're gaining bonuses by searching multiple bases. So they're kind of spreading out a bit. And the Teddy Bears are just manipulative. So I love it. It's 4 very different styles. I kind of feel like, though, this would be really be a good expansion. You add this to another box, either whether it's a base game or another expansion. I think just trying to combine 2 of these together wouldn't work very well together, like Grandies and Rockers or Teddy Bears and Explorers. I just feel like they don't have enough oomph each to do it, but they're great like secondary decks. But yeah, that's what we got. So see you guys in the next video. Bye.